Hey everyone, I hope y'all are doing well and staying profitable. This is a daily review for 23rd of August, 2024. So yesterday, you can watch my video for yesterday. So the bias is bearish. Why? Because we have inversed. So before the day opened, it looked something a little like this. Bias was bearish coming to the day. Because we had this bearish SMT on the daily and a 4-hour here. And a 4-hour candle had this like very strong bearish momentum candle closed and inversed both of these, and also we had a daily inverse, so it's a pretty clear bearish bias to this low, which is this the daily for value gap. The inverse would be this low and this for value gap. So I do think we're still bearish too there, except price did just pump a little overnight. So if I mark out these range highs to these range lows, we did tap very close to equilibrium. Let's see if we actually did. Well, okay, so yeah. Yeah, so we tapped equilibrium of this range, and we're also, of course, filling in this for value gap, CE, this 4 hours. So I literally had a chart marked up yesterday where I had this marked out. Retracement to the 50% of this for value gap and then dump to this low. So we might still get that, just we didn't get it today. Maybe next week. So bias was clearly bearish. We also have, and those aren't relatively close. Yeah, bearish bias. I didn't actually trade today because Powell was speaking, but it ended up being the best day of the week, which, it is what it is. But I said in the last video, I've had a losing week. Losing weeks happen, and I wasn't gonna give away more profits to the markets just on a day that maybe I shouldn't trade. Most of my trading friends did trade today, and good for them. They had some wins, but if I took a loss today, I would have regretted it. So that's just kind of how I go about it. I asked myself last night, I'm like, okay, if I wake up and I lose a trade, even if like A+ setup, if I lose, am I gonna regret it? Yes, because, well, Powell's speaking, right? So anyway, so we come into the day and we sweep. Oh, this is 9:30. Okay. So yeah, I'm UTC -7. I'll go to UTC -4 just so you guys can see. So 23rd of August. Yeah, all right. So sorry, I'm trying to match up the times here. Okay, so 9:30 a.m. This is market open. So we have market open, and it seems like yeah. So we kind of made this low here. This is what I like to call upward consolidation. There's no real. It's kind of just like consolidating upwards overnight anyway. We fill in this bearish gap, so potentially bearish from there, but no, we ended up inversing this to the upside, which changed my bias to bullish actually, because so we ended up inversing this to the upside, which makes my short-term bias bullish. But also, since you could say um, oh, uh, my bias would be short-term bullish to probably this high, right? But then again, this is all just one big 4-hour bearish civvy. Bearish. All civvies are bearish. So it's just I'm not really feeling it because this is all just a 4-hour for value gap, and I'm not really trying to take longs either right now because of my bearish bias. So I was looking more for shorts, and we did get one. I was potentially looking for one here. I mean, I wasn't going to take it, but paper, right? Um, paper trading. I would have paper traded these. But we didn't get one here because we had, swept this high, bearish bias. This is the mark for equilibrium. So we swept equilibrium. Obviously delivering from a 4-hour for value gap. So I just wanted the bearish confluence line up. As you can see, no real for value gaps were left here, and I trade IFVGs. So, but here there was. So if I go to the 2-minute, we can see very, very obvious 2-minute here, and we swept these highs, relative equal highs, with little, actually no displacement at all. And so when I see this, and I see this inverse, I'm like, bet, because we swept these relative equal highs with no displacement, delivering from a 4-hour for value gap, delivery from equilibrium. One could maybe see this as AMD. I don't think so. Consolidation, not consolidation, accumulation, manipulation, distribution, but however you want to see it. I don't think you need to think about it that deep. It's just a good setup. So this was the entry. Stop is the close above, and then the target would be, the target honestly would be this low. Did we have an SMT as well? I'm not sure if we did. Wow, we did. Okay, this setup is insanely good. That is fantastic. Wow. So yeah, I didn't notice that in lifetime because I wasn't trading. But SMT here at this high, yeah, this is an insane setup. The truth is, do I feel FOMO? A little. But if this failed, would I regret it? Yes. That's my way of doing things in the market. You can blame me. But yeah, so I wouldn't have targeted more than this low, because this is the ITL, right? This is the low inside of in this fair value gap. Do we want to hold some down here? Of course. But would I scale half at this low? Definitely, right? Just because we don't know if we're going to break this for value gap or not. But we do have pretty high confidence that we're going to reach here. So we ended up just coming down to this low and then just dumping the rest. So very good trade there. If this was live, or no, if Powell wasn't speaking, would I've taken this 100,000,000%. This is an A+ setup, and it goes along with the bias. There's just so many amazing things about this setup. So yeah, and then there was a long, I believe, as well, on the 1 minute, which happened later in the day, which I would have never taken because it doesn't go along with my bias. But I'll go over it. The long was, I think, when we swept this low. Or, oh, no. No, this was the long. This is literally the days. I'm confusing myself with the time again. I need to go back to my time. But yeah, so at 10:50 a.m. New York, we had this for value gap here. Swept this low. And a very obvious gap here was inversed. And it does make sense for this to work because we swept all of this liquidity. There's probably we were probably delivering from somewhere. Not really. But in the setup itself, we were delivering from this, and we inversed this with good momentum. So yeah, this was another setup. So the two trades of the day would have been probably these two. What would you have targeted here? I mean, I guess equilibrium of the range. I guess that works. I don't know, for a 1-to-1. But definitely that trade didn't really go along with the bias, so probably not the play. But we did pump up during open, and we did come down. So I guess the daily bias in some ways correct. But yeah, really this short was the best. So I'll just draw this out. I hope this is something you guys look at and are like, yeah, this is There's an A+ setup. But yeah, that's that. That's the trade from today, which I didn't take, but I'm a paper millionaire. So anyway, if you guys enjoyed that, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.